Hey everybody, happy Friday. Today we are going to do a requested video. And this one came in yesterday and it seemed so simple and straightforward that I thought I would go ahead and just get it done so that we had this as a reference for people who wanted to be able to see it. And what we're going to talk about today is how to create a box, more or less, or Prim in Second Life for you to store inventory that you don't want to keep actually in your inventory anymore to clean up space. Now a lot of people have seen in my videos that I use this Sortomatic tool, and this is one way to do it, but this has a cost to it and it's not really all that cheap. And there are some similar tools to that on Marketplace right now, but at the end of the day, you don't really actually need to do that. This is a convenience because it has search and a few other things in it. But really all you need to do is know how to build something in Second Life. So that's what I want to show you today, is how to build a cube, how to add things to it, and then what to do with it once you have it there. So let's get started. The first rule, of course, is you need to be in a place that allows you to build. Best thing to do is to come up to your toolbar at the top and make sure that there isn't a little box up here with a little red line through it saying that you don't have build permissions. If you do, go to a sandbox or somewhere that does allow people to build publicly. And then once you are in the right place and you can build, you're just going to right click on the ground or right click on your platform wherever you are and choose build. You can also go up to your build menu or press Ctrl B to bring up your build dialog. And once you're in here, you can choose your shape. For our purposes, we're just going to build a standard cube Prim, and we're going to click on the ground. And if you've never built anything before and you're following along, congratulations, you've now built something in Second Life. For our purposes, we're not going to do anything too much more fancy with this, okay? But what I want to show you is, now that you've got this Prim rezzed out, what can you do with it in terms of cleaning up your inventory? So I'm going to open up my inventory here, and I happen to have this electricity meter that I got as a free gift at a recent event. So I think we're going to go ahead and move that into here. Actually, let me think. Let me see if I've got something that's got... No, that's fine. This will work fine for our purposes. So here's what I want you to do, the very first thing. Because a lot of items that you're going to put into your cubes are not going to be modifiable, if you want to give this cube a name that is meaningful, you really want to do it before you start adding a whole lot of stuff to it. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I am going to copy this, and I'm going to paste that into there, and that will give me the name of the object that I'm putting in there. And that way I know what's inside of this box. Now, to get my items from my inventory into this cube, I have two choices. The first option is to come over here to the Content tab, and if you don't see this box anymore, you can always just right click and edit that cube you're working with. And go to the Content tab, and I can pick these items up and just drag them over with my mouse. I selected both, dragged them over, and they're there. Simple as that. And now they're in that cube and they're stored, and I could delete them from my inventory. But before I do that, let me show you one other way to get those items in there. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete those out. I don't need them in there anymore. Now I've got two items here, so I'm going to select them both, click one, hold down Control, and click the second. And I'm just going to drag it on top of this cube. And notice, when I hold my mouse over the cube, it says only a single item can be dragged here. And it's got the little red do not do this symbol. Right? When you are dragging more than one item at a time, you want to hold down your Control key, or probably the Command key on Mac, and you'll notice that that message goes away, my cursor looks different, and the box is outlined, in this case, in orange. That isn't going to allow me to drop more than one item. So I let go of my mouse, and there's my two items. So that's how you do it. Now once these are in this box, once they're in this cube, I can delete this item from my inventory. I don't need it anymore because they're in here. And I can right click on this and I can take it. And it's going to be in my inventory now, right up here at the top. Okay? Now there's nothing in there that was no modify, so I can still come in here and rename it if I want to. But if you did put something there that's no modify, you would not be able to rename it at this point, and so that's why you want to do it beforehand. Now let's say that I'm going to clean up a bunch of my inventory, and I'm going to take all of my extra sized mesh. Maybe I don't use anything but the Lara mesh. So I'm going to take all of the stuff for Beleza and Slink and TMP out of the folders where they belong and put them into these boxes, because I might buy a new mesh body in the future, so I don't want to delete them, but I don't need them in my inventory right now. So you could go through and you could create a bunch of different boxes. Build, 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 and then move, name each box the way you want it to, and then move the items into each box the way you want it to, and then take them all into your inventory. And you can create your own folder structure in your inventory to store these. Obviously, if you're getting rid of, let's say, 5 or 6 different mesh sizes out of each folder and collapsing it down into one prim, that's going to save you a lot of inventory space, maybe 5 or 6 to 1. What do you do when you want to get it back? Well, this is just like opening any other box in Second Life. So if I take this one that I created a minute ago and I drag it out, there it's going to be. And I can right-click on it and I can choose Open. Oops, or I can sit on it. I can right-click on it and choose Open. And just like normal, I can choose Copy to Inventory. And there it is. Oops. Right back in my inventory where it started. And that's really all there is to it. Now, if this box had been no copy, if I'd put some Gasha items in there, I would want to right-click and take it back. But because it's a copyable item, I can just delete it. So now I've got the item in my inventory here, and I've still got the box in my objects folder right up there. And of course, if you're using some sort of storage device, you can box your stuff up and then just drag it into your Sortomatic or any other tool you're using. As a matter of fact, what you can do is, let's say you created a whole bunch of backup boxes of all your stuff from Blueberry. You're at the Blueberry sale this weekend and you bought lots and lots of new things, but you only care about keeping the stuff for the Lara body. So you box up all of the other stuff and bring it all back into your inventory. You can just build yet another box, and you can call it Extra Blueberry or something like that, and then you can take all the different pieces that you have from your inventory that you want to move, and you can just drag multiples into there, and you can store them all in that one box. And then you can take this one box back into your inventory, and you'll see this time it's no copy, no modify, no transfer. That's because the different things that are in there, and I can't rename it. But I can always drag it back out, and I can open it, and I can copy it to my inventory, just like any other box. And I didn't spell it very good. Blueberry. Anyway, so that is that's how you build a Prim, and that's how you store stuff into it. It's a pretty simple process. It's a lot easier, I think, of course, when you can see it. But I hope that's useful for people, and it is a good way to go through your inventory a little bit and just clean things out. You know, those extra sizes and stuff. If you're like me and you have sometimes a hard time truly deleting stuff, and you would rather just clean it as opposed to just getting rid of it, this is a quick way to do that, and keep things clean and organized. And my inventory obviously is very much not organized. I keep saying I need to do that, but I never get around to it. Anyway, that's how to build a cube. So hopefully this was interesting and informative for you, and hopefully it will help keep your inventory a little bit cleaner and save you money if you don't want to buy one of these big storage boxes, because it really is not really necessary at the end of the day. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, leave me comments if you have any, or any further questions on this. And if you want to see a video in the future, just message me in World, and I'm happy to take on pretty much any topic that comes up. Until next time, have a great day.